Hey folks, this is Vint with Dan's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Zombie Rollerz, with a Z, Pinball Heroes. This is a game that is coming to Steam and other platforms in March 2022. So what is Zombie Rollerz? Well, first of all, it's worth mentioning that this was a preview build. That being said, the game that I played, or the version that I played, was very well done. I had a great time with it. This is a roguelike with pinball. Now, you're like, well, wait a minute, how does a roguelike and pinball all come together? And it's really a breath of fresh air, I think. Not a whole lot of games do the whole pinball thing, and those that do don't do it that well. I played a couple in my day. There was like a set campaign with set levels, and that was okay. This game puts you on this overworld map. Well, first you choose one of, I say, 10 characters or so. And each character has different abilities. Now, keep in mind that you have to unlock these characters as you play. So there is a rogue-like experience where you're going to get as far as you can in your current run. You're going to die or whatnot, or maybe even complete it. And then you unlock characters or other abilities as you continue playing. There's no permanent progression in terms of a skill tree, however. So if you like, say, Gunfire Reborn or Rogue Legacy for its permanent progression and skill trees, and there's none of that here. But you will earn stuff for your next run, only for your next run, like bonus gold or an item or whatnot. And typically I don't like roguelikes for that very reason. I'm not someone that likes to waste my time because my time is precious and I've got a lot of things to do. That being said, this is an exception. I actually had a great time with it. Again, you pick a hero and you go to this overworld map, and behind you the zombies will be spreading this plague. So every time you walk on this map and encounter something, you complete that encounter, and then behind you this plague sort of creeps up on you. And every time you walk on a hex tile that has that plague on it, you lose 2 hit points or something like that. Your character, I think mine had like 30 or 40. But you level up in this game too. There's like a very light RPG system where every time you level up after completing encounters, you earn attributes like strength and intelligence. And I don't have the list off of the top of my head as to like what each attribute does, but I think strength like increases the damage that your pinball does when it hits something, and intelligence I think increases magic damage and other things. Well, anyway. So you're going to walk across this hex-based grid, you're going to encounter something, and you sort of are zoomed into this small pinball arena where, you've got 2 flippers. You can either use the keyboard and the mouse, or you can use a controller. And the pinball will bounce around. You've got this ballista where you can shoot it, and then it'll bounce around everywhere. Eventually, you'll unlock skills and ultimate abilities that you can use. Your ultimate is like this little energy bar that fills up, and when it fills up, you can get like a multi-ball, which just drops a whole bunch of balls onto the table, and you're destroying zombies. And there are some other ones that I didn't choose, like there's an Inferno one, I think, or something like that. Very fire-related. In addition to your ultimate, like I said, you get these skills that you can take too. One like summons this frost ball, which is just like a secondary ball that does frost damage and slows enemies down. Another one shot flames across the map, and that does damage burn over time to enemies that cross over it. But yeah, you've got these zombies that are like coming at your flippers. And what they're going to do is if they make it to your flippers and you don't knock them away with your flippers, they're going to do damage to your HP. So you're trying to hit these zombies back with your flippers and the balls. And with the ball, you're also trying to destroy the spawners, and sometimes you'll get these treasure hoards that you find, and that'll warp you to a special treasure map that you can just earn gold for like a minute or something like that. Then you come back. It's really cool. It's really cute. And then once you beat that encounter, again, the zombie stuff creeps up on the overworld map, and then you choose where to go next. Sometimes you can backtrack, but typically if you backtrack, you take damage. So it's kind of like FTL or other roguelikes with branching paths, in the sense that you're committed to a certain path, but some paths do intersect, so sometimes you get lucky. In addition to like pinball maps that you can fight in, you'll come across like shops where you can buy new abilities. You can buy like ball parts, and if you buy enough ball parts or find enough ball parts, then you can unlock a new skill slot. So yeah, very roguelike-y that way. And again, you level up your character too, so you're getting more attributes and making yourself stronger as you go. You earn magic shovels, which if there's an obstacle blocking your way, you can use the magic shovel to get rid of the obstacle. Otherwise, you have to lose 15 HP to knock it down. So yeah, it's not bad. And then if you make it to the boss and you beat the boss, you move on to the next map and so on. If you fail or anytime, you gain some points, you get a final score kind of thing. You also unlock new stuff that you can use in your next playthrough, and you also like gain a temporary bonus for your next playthrough. Again, depending on how well you did the first time around. Again, I typically don't play roguelikes, but FTL is an exception because you unlock new ships and new characters and stuff like that. This game's also an exception in the sense that I had fun the entire time I played this. It would be great with roguelite elements where you've got a skill tree and you're leveling up, but you are unlocking new stuff here just by playing new characters. Your abilities as well start with an E rank, and then you can upgrade your abilities like D rank, C rank. Again, you pay to upgrade as you play. So yeah, I would say this game has a lot of longevity to it. I really enjoyed what I played. I didn't run into any sort of technical issues. The only complaint I really had was when I booted up the game for the first time, it threw me into the tutorial without asking me. It's a pet peeve of mine when games throw you into the game without giving you the option to adjust the settings first. Again, very small pet peeve, but still, it's just something I note every time. But if you hit escape, you can go back to the main menu, and then you can adjust things, then start a new run, and you're fine. So, yeah, I recommend this game. I think it would do better on a mobile platform. I hate saying that, because it's one of those casual games where it just fits better with a controller, I think, than a mouse and keyboard. But it's still very playable on the mouse and keyboard. So, yes, I do recommend this one. Even though it's a roguelike and there isn't permanent progression per se, you're still unlocking new characters and new stuff. And the gameplay itself is pretty fun. There's always something to do. There's always skills to activate. And I want to keep playing this to see what kind of skills I unlock next, what kind of combos I can put together that really devastate things. There are bosses where you have to hit them from behind, or, different enemies that require different ways of dealing with them. So all in all, it's fast-paced, it's fun. If you like pinball and you like roguelikes, then by all means give this a look. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.